Hi everyone, welcome to Soul Strength Tarot. We're going to do the Mercury Retrograde videos for each sign. Mercury Retrograde is happening from February 17th to March 9th. My advice to you when you watch your video is to take notes, okay? Write down what comes through. One of the main cards that we're going to pull and then we're going to be talking about in your reading will be an archetype card. An archetype is a way of thinking. It is a pattern of thoughts, patterns of behavior, motivations that you apply in your everyday life. When I pull this card, the intention is that this is going to be something that serves you over the next 3 weeks as you move through whatever the events are that will unfold for you. Everyday events unfold in our lives, right? But this particular archetype is going to be a source of power for you. It's going to be something that makes your 3 weeks go smoother. It's going to be the type of energy that is going to grow you the most and the fastest in these 3 weeks. So Spirit will deliver whatever it is that you need to have in mind. So you're going to want to write that down. I'm going to pull some higher wisdom cards from the Rebecca Campbell decks. All right, so we have the Starseed deck and the Lightworker deck. And then we're going to be pulling tarot to get more specific themes. We're going to pull some angel messages and maybe a prayer card as well. We'll see what comes up. In each reading, it might be a little bit different because I do this based on one circumstance at a time. So we'll see what comes up, but you're going to want to take notes because the really cool thing, and it's something that I do in my own tarot practice, is that I write down what comes up in a reading. And then over the next 3 weeks, you're going to look at what you wrote down. You're going to, even just if you start each morning off, looking at what you wrote down, kind of have it fresh in your head so that as the day unfolds, you have these energies like ready to be used when necessary, right? Or when something shows up, when a situation arises, somebody says something to you, you kind of know, okay, this kind of goes with the themes this week. I'll embrace it, right? And you're going to operate from a higher perspective and a higher sense of self. And then when those 3 weeks are over, look back again at your notes and you'll really be able to actually pinpoint the situations and relationships that brought these moments in the cards to life in your everyday life. And it's really awesome to see how it shows up. It always shows up. So I think you'll have a lot of fun with that. So I invite you to take that opportunity to take notes as you listen to your reading. And I wish you a wonderful retrograde season with lots of growth, lots of good stuff. And it's nothing to be thinking of negatively, right? We hear Mercury retrograde and people tend to be like, oh my gosh, everything goes wonky. And in reality, that's not what retrograde is at all. It's really a time for us to go over some lessons that we need to go over because we're all learning all the time and none of us are getting it right all the time. And not only that, but as we evolve, we're going to revisit lessons that we've already been met with, challenges that we've already experienced, and we're going to now handle them from a higher version of ourselves, right? We're going to have more wisdom to apply. So Mercury retrograde is always kind of an opportunity to tie up loose ends, to revisit things that need your attention, and so apply the highest version of yourself to some old situations or old challenges that have come up for you in the past. So it's actually an awesome opportunity. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Hi Pisces, we're going to pull your archetype card. We'll see what energy you are going to be working with or working through during this Mercury retrograde. You're already doing it. Just now as I'm pulling these cards, we are like 5 days into Mercury retrograde. So whatever I'm pulling, this might resonate because you're already feeling it. If it doesn't, don't even worry about it because it might be one of those situations where hindsight is 20/20. So you can write down what this means, and then after retrograde season is over in 2 weeks, after that, there's going to be a 2-week integration period of the energies that you've been working with during this season. And then you can see where it actually showed up in your everyday life, okay? So you're getting two that just like flew out of this deck. So you're getting the student and you're getting the eternal child archetype. All right, so here's the student card. So you are getting this learning archetype, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. That's the light. The shadow is arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Okay, so we're going to see how the student fits in with your life right now. You're a learner. The eternal child looks like this. Okay, so we all have a child archetype. The eternal child is one particular variation. So this is a determination to remain in a young body, young in body, mind, and spirit, the ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow is an inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security, okay? So we'll see how both of these show up, but with the student, you know, we're going to think of this in terms of you being a learner. We're going to think about this in that you are pursuing knowledge, and that you want to use that in the right way, right? So you want to be a humble learner. You want to be open to receiving and to growing yourself. And then, you know, and you want to be focusing on things that will grow you and help you serve the world in whatever way you're meant to be serving the world, okay? What we don't want is to be a student, let's say, but like, you know, not really value the learning that's taking place, not do anything with it, almost like let it go to waste, because all growth is meant to be shared with others, okay? All growth, all internal growth is meant to be used somehow in the world, okay? I might as well have just let these two fell out. Okay. We have Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. Okay, so with these two cards, I feel like, first of all, Lemuria is a place that existed. Lemuria was one of supposedly the earliest cultures and civilizations that existed using, like I would say, I guess the best way that I understand it is a different energetic frequency. So I don't know that they looked like human beings. This was, I think, before humans were on Earth. But Lemuria was beautiful and it was perfect. And the whole purpose that Lemurians were put onto the Earth was to spread that beauty around the Earth, but they didn't. They put walls up around their location and it never got out of Lemuria. And what happened was Lemuria wound up being destroyed because it needed, the whole purpose of this civilization on this planet was to disperse it to all different locations. So in the end, it was destroyed so that pieces of it would go all around the earth. Okay, so there's an aspect here of beauty and perfection and peace and just like all just really just like a wonderful vibe. Okay, the Lemurian vibe is just perfection and beautiful, which I think goes, you know, really nicely with the Piscean energy that you have. So Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? I don't know what you're feeling, but if you have been feeling like you are meant to go and actually travel, if you are meant to study abroad, if you are meant to potentially, you know, if you're a student and you want to stop going to school because you want to go and travel instead, that might be happening for you right now. And potentially this eternal child might be showing up as this resistance to growing up, okay? This eternal child, you know, joy and love and wonder and awe and curiosity, those are all elements of the eternal child, which are beautiful and should absolutely stay in place. The shadow aspect of the eternal child is depending on other people to take care of you, and not being responsible, okay? So I'm not sure. We're going to see how this all plays out together. So we're looking at this idea of this Lemurian energy with perfection and beauty. Maybe that's what you're seeking. Maybe you want to go to a beautiful place. Maybe you do want to travel. Maybe you want to go to Thailand or Bali or something really, you know, a place that's really, really beautiful. And maybe that's causing you some troubles because maybe your responsibilities don't seem like you have the freedom to do that right now, okay? Or maybe you want to learn about something like this. Maybe you want to learn about the Lemurian history, okay? It's definitely not taught in schools. So let's see what else comes up. We're pulling now from the Starseed Oracle. Called, you're being called. This is the second calling card coming up for you. What are you? Soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. Okay, so I don't know what you're being called to learn, and I don't know where you're being called to go, but something's going on with you, Pisces, that you are being called. Both of these cards are talking about being called for something, okay? Being called to travel and being called to step up and use your soul gifts. So this student card to me right now is resonating with the idea that you have learned a lot of things over your lifetimes and that you carry a wisdom inside you from this lifetime and all of your past lifetimes, that you are meant to be learning more and sharing, I think, okay? So we're going to see, what have you learned that the world needs and where are you meant to be bringing it, okay? This is very interesting. And you know, that eternal child, that ability to see things with fresh eyes. We're getting cards just flying out right now. Okay, so we have so far the Seven of Swords reversed, the Page of Coins reversed, and the Nine of Coins. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the King of Coins reversed. Okay. Okay, so the Seven of Swords definitely carries an energy of holding something back. Okay, now we're getting the Five of Cups, the Emperor, and the Hanging Man. All right. Interesting cards here, Pisces. Really interesting reading. Okay. Seven of Swords. This, when upright, is a trying to get away with something card, okay? Trying to sneak off, trying to go unnoticed, trying to do your own thing, all right? With ideas, with it's mental energy, okay? So when we're getting the Seven of Swords reversed, and I'm thinking about this with your, with this student, okay? Whatever you're acquiring, whatever knowledge you're acquiring as a student, whatever you're learning, whatever you have learned, make sure you're using it in the right way. Make sure you're not being manipulative. Make sure you're being, you know, you're operating from a place of integrity, okay? I think integrity is a big part of this reading right now because I think you're meant to be doing something and you have an urge to do it, but you have to go about it the right way. You're getting the King of Coins reversed. And that to me, because the King of Coins is... he's able to manage his physical resources. He's able to manage his money. He's able to manage his material abundance. He's able to create and manifest whatever he wants. This King of Coins reversed is kind of in line with the idea of there could be some irresponsibility, some mismanagement of things, not being able to fully manage what you need to, or even a feeling possibly of being stuck and not being able to manifest the money that you need for something. Okay, but yet you're getting this Nine of Coins next to it, which is the ability to manifest the money, okay? So if we're able to manifest the money, if we're able to have the things that we need, how are we using it, okay? So I think you need to be careful and think about, how are you spending your money? How are you, you know, really, are you being responsible with what you have and what you're earning, okay? Are you using it in the right way that's going to not, you know, that's going to set you up for success and not potentially cause you problems? You're getting the Five of Cups showing up over here, which is a loss card, okay? This is a grief card. So are you being confronted with energies right now where maybe potentially you've made some mistakes and you're having to pay for the consequences because you're also getting the Emperor? The Emperor is that authority figure. Are you having to be accountable for something? Are you really operating from a place of responsibility, solid ground? That's kind of how I feel right now. So you're also getting the Hanging Man, okay, which is a waiting period. You're being told to just stay where you're at. I think that there's some growth that needs to happen here for you, because when Spirit gives us the Hanging Man, we're being told you need to stay still. You need to stay right here in this moment. You're not evolving past this moment yet, because you've got to fully integrate the energies of this moment. You've got to work through these lessons. And I feel like the lessons that are coming through for you maybe are, you know, maybe you really love to have fun and enjoy yourself. Maybe you love to take vacations. Maybe you love to buy yourself nice things and you love to feel really good and have a lot of fun, but that might not be what your bank account wants you to be doing, okay? And, you know, then you make your money and you spend it as soon as you get it. And that's where you cause yourself some grief. You cause yourself some stress, and then you have to account for that, all right? Because this Emperor coming through, he's surrounded by this loss, this grief, this, you know, this sense of weight that you have to deal with. He's surrounded by that and the Hanging Man. So it's almost like you have to sit here with this for a minute and think, what do you need to change? What needs to shift so that you can do what you want to do. If you do want to travel, if you do want to have your life look a certain way, what's your role in that? What's your level of responsibility with this? Because yes, it is awesome to, have fun and be lighthearted and not really have any care in the world. But the eternal child is not a realistic archetype for the long-term life of a human being. The eternal child you can be an eternal child and still be able to be responsible and provide for yourself and your family while maintaining this essence of joy and fun and lightheartedness. You might need to be finding that balance right now where you're able to be you and have that energy in your life. But I think you have to learn. I think that might be where this student energy is coming in. I think you need to learn a little bit more maybe right now. Spirit wants you to work on this because you don't quite have it down yet, okay, that balance. So I think you're going to be kind of kept in a holding pattern right now because you're being called for something, right? It's time to step up. It's time to take responsibility. It's time to be a bigger, better version of yourself. If you have leaned on other people to bail you out and to help you solve problems that you might have created for yourself, be grateful that you've had those people. But I think right now Spirit's saying, no, you need to do this time. You need to work on this, because what's going to happen is, if you're in the upside down reversed King of Coins energy, when you put yourself into this energy, when you learn your, whatever you need to learn, when you start managing things better, when you learn whatever the skills are, when you learn how to budget really, really well, or learn how to make balance that responsibility and fun aspect of life, you're going to be a powerhouse. You're going to have all that you want, okay? But you have to do the work to get there, because you don't want to, keep hitting like the delete button, like, hey, I messed this up. Mom and dad, like, can I borrow a couple $1,000? I got to pay this credit card off. I can't make this payment or something. Like, you have to learn how to do it. You've got to bail yourself out right now. And you have to tap into the strength that you already have inside you, okay? And doesn't mean you have to change who you are with this eternal child archetype. You can still absolutely be you, but I think you have to do a better job at balancing it. I think that's what Spirit is saying here. You're getting the Three of Pentacles now. This is about getting help. This is about getting support. This is about seeking higher counsel and wisdom of like, hey, can you teach me how to do this? You can even see the selenite growing in the ground where the kids are sitting. This is about balance, and it's about cleansing. So I think you're in this moment right now where you might need somebody who's really good at that to say, for you to be humble and say, okay, here's where I keep creating stress for myself in my life. What do you think? What's your advice? Okay, that's this card. All right. So then this stress that you feel, the sadness that you feel, the loss that you feel, the frustration, you're not always going to be there, okay? That's going to go away as you learn, all right? And then the Hierophant is also that. The Hierophant really represents that being taught by somebody wiser, okay? Being shown how to do something. We all need the Hierophant's energy for different things at different points in our life, okay? And you're in one of those moments where you're being told, like, somebody would benefit you. There's somebody that can help you. And once you get this lesson learned, you're not going to be here again. It's going to feel so much better, because you really, see, here's what you're getting. You're getting the Three of Wands reversed. You really want to be here. The Three of Wands right side up is like, I'm ready to go. You've got your birds with you. You're ready to journey. You've got all that you need, okay? But you're not there yet. You're in the reverse position. Spirit is saying you're not ready to go yet. Okay, because if you're being called to live your life a certain way, you've got to set your foundation. You have learning to be done, okay? So you're getting the student archetype with the Hierophant, with the Three of Pentacles, and even the Emperor is coming in, okay? So you're getting all of this energy of listening to somebody who, has been there, knows, has the wisdom, has the solutions. You need to be humble. You need to accept the idea of learning a different way to do things, because then you're going to be able to move forward. The Hanging Man will go away, all right? But until then, until you kind of really sit down and rework where you're at, you're not going to be able to move forward. And you are being called to do this right now, okay? Where are you being called to journey to? What are you being called to grow in, okay? It's time to step up. Soul gifts and training. That word training, again, another aspect of learning. You're in a moment where you got to learn, and you got to be humble and say, okay, all right, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Maybe there are parts of my life that are a little bit messy, or, stress creeps in because of some of my habits or the way that I do things. So I could see where I might use a little bit of improvement, right? It takes humility and it takes strength, and that's okay. All right. There's nothing bad with that. We've all been in these moments. We're always students in one way or another. We're always, working through what we need, what we each need to work through. It's individual for each of us. So for all of you Pisces who watch this, however this shows up for you, whatever aspect of your life could use some cleaning up and improvement, be open to guidance. And whatever kind of guidance fits for that for you. If it is, with money, maybe you're going to talk to somebody who's really good with money. Maybe you have a really good friend, or you have a really good financial advisor that you could talk to. Maybe if you're younger, if you're in college or you're in your 20s and you're still trying to get your life set up, talk to your parents about it, right? Like, really ask for the guidance, not of the bailout, but of the wisdom, because that's what you need. And once you get your wisdom, once you get that understanding and those skills, you're going to be unstoppable. All right. And it doesn't have to be money, by the way. This could be abundance in any form. This could be your material stuff in any form. It could be, setting up your career. This could be your home. This could be just in general, the lifestyle. All right. This really is just a moment. This retrograde has you guys in a moment where you need to take some inventory, do some honest self-reflection, get the information that you need to make the necessary improvements that would make you happier, okay? And we're getting the 8 of Earth. Nice. The Star, what a blessing, okay? And the Moon, okay. Yep. These totally go with that Hanging Man energy, right? Because the Star and the Moon, these are our nighttime celestial bodies, right? So we don't have the full vision of what is up ahead. We have the dark night sky right now, and we are being illuminated by Spirit. You have to trust that Spirit has you in a moment that you need to be in, because you're going to grow. And once you're done with the growth, the sun will come out, daylight will come, and you're going to be free to move forward. But in the meantime, you have to stay here, and you have to work with Spirit and work with the earth angels that are given to you, the people that are able to help you, have the conversations that need to be had, okay? The 8 of Earth is working towards a goal, working towards something. So you're really getting this validation of pause, be humble, be a student, learn whatever it is that you need to learn that would help your life be less stressful or more successful, so that it would give you the freedom, because I think what you're looking for is freedom. Emotionally, I think you might really love the idea of having the lifestyle that you want, and that might look different for each of you, but Spirit is saying you can have it, but you have to get this foundation solid before you can have that, right? You have to have a solid foundation. You have to have the skills that you need to balance it all. All right. So when you want the really perfect opportunities and the perfect life, the travel, the money, this, that, whatever, you have to be able to handle that. Okay. So Spirit is saying, like, now's the time to do the work. So embrace that message. Be open-hearted. Be, and by the way, open-hearted, like, be the student. There's the green heart chakra card. Like, open your heart to the learning. Open your heart to the person or the people who are going to help you learn, because then you're going to be on your way. Okay. This is an important moment for you. I hope you put the work in. I hope you open your heart up. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit subscribe, comment down below any thoughts that you have on this reading. I wish you all the best this Mercury retrograde season. Take care.